Let's turn our attention to Salem now, where Democrats from the House and Senate gathered on the steps of the Capitol to, once again, urge their Republican colleagues in the Senate to return to work. We're going to see a lot more of this, I think. Tomorrow marks 5 weeks since the walkout began, by far the longest walkout in the history of the Oregon legislature. Last week, Senate Democrats voted to fine the absent Republicans $325 for each day they don't show up. You might ask why that amount? Well, $325 is the average daily pay for lawmakers. And a lot of folks were ticked off that the Republicans were getting paid that even as they boycotted. So I guess they have fixed that. Does it matter to those who walked out? No, not enough to get them to return, at least not yet. During their press conference on the Capitol steps today, Democrats say the walkout has held up nearly 300 bills in the Senate. That includes legislation that touches all kinds of topics: wildfires, education, guns, health care, you name it.
We're not giving up on this session. We are not giving up on Oregonians. We're not giving up on these bills that are so critically important. We're not giving up on the state budget, and we're not giving up on the Senate.
Okay, well, there is that. Today, the minority leader in the Senate, Tim Knopp of Bend, held his position when our team caught up with him.
So the Democrat leadership could end the walkout tomorrow by being trustworthy and bipartisan and constitutional and lawful. They choose not to do that. So I think that really tells you the value and how they value Oregonians.
Okay, so here's my opinion on all this. I've been covering the legislature off and on since I got here back in 1990. I have never seen a mess like this. And there's plenty of blame to go around. Are the Republicans in the wrong for boycotting the session and essentially holding budgets and important bills hostage? Yes, absolutely, you bet. None of this would be happening if they stayed and argued and made their points, which we do in a democracy, and stayed on the floor of the Senate. But oh no, they left. Today, Republican leader Tim Knopp issued a statement saying Democrats, quote, must end the theatrics so we can deliver bipartisan result for Oregonians. And that, my friends, is nearing on the laughable, considering the theatrics were instigated by the GOP walking out and denying a quorum in the very first place. But on the other hand, Democrats should be taking a hard look at themselves in the mirror. They have commanding majorities in the House and Senate, and the governor is a Democrat as well. Their refusal to budge at all on House Bill 2002, which allows girls under 14 to get an abortion without their parents' permission and requires insurance companies to pay for gender-affirming care, well, that is the other side of this walkout. Why won't they offer to send it to the voters as a referral? Let the voters decide. Why won't they offer to set up a judicial review system that some other states use for girls 14 and under who need an abortion without their parents' permission? I think one or both of those might be good enough for Republicans to return, although I have to say, I don't actually know. And who knows these days? And why did they bring up the House Bill 2002 with so much time left in the session and so much work left to be done on hundreds of bills and major budgets, all the major budgets? Well, they had to know it was going to be a controversial bill, and I doubt they assumed the Republicans would just stay and vote no as the bill was shoved down their throats. So why not wait and bring up HB 2002 after the major bills and major budgets had passed? That way, if there was a walkout, the damage would have been limited. Or did they bet that by putting the bill out in late April with so much left to do, that Republicans would not dare to boycott because it would mess up so many important things for Democrats and Republicans? Well, I guess we see how that one worked out. I really don't know how this ends. During past boycotts, we've seen it end when Democrats start to lose the votes on their side for their own bill, or the leaders decide to negotiate, but we're sure not seeing that right now on either side. And it won't surprise me if the session actually ends without Republicans returning. Yeah, I know they said they'd come back on the last day to pass budgets, whatever. I don't see Democrats going for that. It would be an admission that they've crumbled and that they've wasted all these weeks saying they would stand strong. So, in 19 days, if the session ends without a single new bill or budget being passed, what then? Well, a special session. And what would the first question be? Hey, where's that bill, HB 2002 or whatever number they give it then? Will that be part of the special session? And if the answer is yes, do the Republicans walk out again? And as more and more of the state's work does not get done, who pays for all of that? You and me, in more ways than one. Something to think about.